there was a martial arts master, Bushido master, and he retired to the mountains. And there was this one student that read about this master and everything that this master taught and stood for. And that student became enamored with that master to the point that he sold all of his possessions except for what would fit in a backpack. And then he began searching the mountains. It took this student 5 years to find the master. He found the master, and he pleads his case. I know that you have stopped teaching. I know that you retired to the mountains and have wanted to live the rest of this life doing that. I am begging you, I'm imploring you, please teach me. Please allow me to be your last student. The master thought about it for a time and said, okay, if you give me 5 years here in the mountains with me, I will teach you everything that I know. And the student said, I don't think you understand. I sold all of my possessions. I have spent 5 years searching for you. I will work hard. I will work as hard as I possibly can for you. And the master said, I'm sorry, but in that case, it will take you 10 years to learn everything that I know. And the kid says, I don't think you're listening to me. I will work harder than any other student that you've ever had will work. I will eat 1 meal a day. I will sleep 4 hours a day, and I will spend every other waking moment training. And the master says to the kid, in that case, it'll probably take you about 15 years to learn everything that I know. This episode has some technical difficulties, so it is not a complete recording. It was a lovely conversation, and I hope that you all enjoy it, and I hope that you get something out of it. Keep kicking. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Keep Kicking, the martial arts podcast where I have martial conversations with my martial arts friends. Today, I am welcoming Danny. Danny, would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Danny Bolden, but most people know me as Sensei Bolden, the never stop training guy from
Wonderful.
Jackson, Mississippi, of course.
Excellent. How long have you been doing martial arts?
Well, I started martial arts in 1979, and that goes back a long way.
For sure. What got you started in martial arts?
I have an older brother and sister that was in the martial arts before I was, and what they would do after they come home, they'll share knowledge with us with the art that they learned. And later on, they got into church and left the karate school. So I started training myself, trying to train myself at home, but it didn't work.
So when did you transition into a dojo?
It was around 1980 when I actually got into a dojo. It was 1980.
And what style was that?
It was in Shotokan karate.
Excellent. How long have you done Shotokan karate? Like, are you still doing it?
Well, that's where it gets tricky. I was
Yeah.
doing Shotokan karate for I think about 2 years, at them 2.5 years. But the
Hmm.
dojo left went to a different location. And
Hmm.
at that particular time, I didn't have no transportation. So I had to transition to another style of arts, which was Taekwondo.
Okay. And how
Yes,
long
sir.
did you do Taekwondo?
I studied Taekwondo for about 17 years.
Woo.
becoming an
Ooh.
assistant black belt at different schools, of course.
Hmm. Did you compete ever, or were you
Did
just
I com Yeah, wow, did I compete? Actually, I still compete to this day. At
oh
61 years, yes, sir. At 61 years old, I still compete with the 35 years old.
wonderful?
Yes,
What do
sir.
you get from competing?
Well, competing helps me. See, I'm a very shy person, but
Hmm.
when I compete, we have so many spectators there that it kind of
Hmm.
brought me out of my shyness. Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Um, what made you compete for that first time?
It's seeing it, and a lot of my friends was telling me, "Man, you good. Why don't you test your skills in tournaments?" So I took it upon myself to try my first tournament, which was in I think 1984. I was got into my first tournament. It was in '84, and I ended up doing a tremendous job.
Excellent. When did you start teaching martial arts?
I started teaching. I wish I had my certificate in front of me,
Hmm.
but I think it was around 1998, I believe. I think so.
Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
you've been teaching ever since.
Yes, sir.
Good. Um, what do you think you get out of teaching the most?
Well, what I love about teaching, it could help you express yourself and help you share your knowledge with other people that are interested in the martial arts. And I
Hmm.
love teaching kids because in this day and time, kids need some form of protection and they need some type of discipline.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Um, what do you think the average martial arts student neglects in their training?
Well, how should I put this? Most of the students, they train in the dojo and that's where they stay. They don't
Hmm.
train at home. They just train in the dojo. What
Hmm.
they need to do is train in the dojo and train at home as well on their own. Because
Hmm.
the dojo is fine, but you still need to keep your skills sharp. And a lot of them don't do that.
The dojo is the classroom,
That's
and they
right.
need to go home and study too, for sure.
Exactly.
You're not
Exactly.
going to pass the test if you don't do both.
You're not. You're not.
What do you do at your age to keep yourself in shape so that you can compete with the 20 and the 30-year olds?
Well, I I tell people this all the time and they don't believe me. I actually stretch every single day for about 2 to 3 hours. I work on my balance and I work on my weapons. I'm certified in about 12 different weapons. And I do every single weapon I have about 3 times a week. I do my weapons. Every single weapons
Okay.
I go on my forms and techniques. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's a good regimen that keeps you in shape.
Yes,
And the
and I
tournaments
yes,
probably
sir.
keep you in shape as well.
Yeah, and I recently had surgery and I just got back into doing the things I used to do.
Did you so you rehabbed successfully then off of your
Yes, sir.
surgery?
Yes, sir. And actually, I put together a list of the things I done to get me back to myself. Yes, sir. I had prostate
Oh,
cancer, of course.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that it's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Um, what was that training regimen like? What was that that
It's
got you back?
well, I wished I had my list in front of me. I could read it out to
It's
you,
okay.
but
It's okay.
I yes, sir. I started off like on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I had a time of what I do on those particular days. On the Monday, that first day, only thing I did was stretching,
Hmm.
stretchability. That's it, flexibility. On the Tuesday, I focused on balance, having working on my balance, getting all that where it need to be. And on the
Hmm.
third day, I only focused on cardio. I worked on my cardio, and I did those things about each. technique about 2 hours. I do the technique. I work out for about 2 hours, and I go to the next day. I do my next routine. Yes,
I'm glad that you made it, and I'm glad that you had the discipline and foresight to keep going.
yes, sir.
You,
You
I've
know,
seen. Go ahead.
my doctor, of course, told me if I would not be in the condition that I was in, I would not have made it. That helps me a
Mm,
lot, and I owe that to the
mm.
martial arts. I owe a lot of that to the martial arts, and I owe it to my Lord and Savior. Because without God, I wouldn't be here. Without Him blessing me the way He did. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, and giving you the discipline to do the
That's
martial
right.
arts and to practice
Yes,
with
sir.
the intensity that you do. That's great.
Yes, I got
Um,
about 45, I think 45 years in the martial arts, of
mhm,
course.
mhm. That's fantastic, fantastic, and hopefully another 45 to go.
I hope so. I'm about 61 years old.
Mhm. So, what advice would you give to somebody that's looking to start martial arts, but they don't know where to start or they don't know what to look for?
The first thing to do is go into a dojo and just sit down and observe the class. If the class have a lot of playing around and joking around, exit the door, leave the door. You want to look for discipline in any type of dojo. A good discipline. Yes.
I like that a lot. And also, one of the things that I have said in this podcast as it comes up
Yes.
is that if you go into a dojo and that
Yes.
dojo doesn't work for you, find another dojo because
That's
you're not
right.
just shopping a martial arts style and you're not just start shopping a dojo in an environment, but you're also shopping teachers. And so if there's
That's
a
right.
teacher that's not resonating with you, um, so that's exceptional advice.
Yeah.
Exceptional advice. What do you think kept you going in the martial art?
I want to say my mother because she was the first one that paid for my first karate lesson. I didn't have the money to pay for it. She put me into that, and I've been doing it ever since. Of course, she is no longer with me on earth, but she's up in heaven.
Well, she's with you in spirit.
Yes, sir.
Um, James Crawford has already been
Okay.
interviewed on
Oh,
this
have he?
podcast. Yeah, he
Oh,
has.
yeah.
He was probably one of my first few actually.
Yeah, I think I
So,
saw your interview with CJ Riviera.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. He's a part
Are
of the
you?
sir. Go
He's a
ahead.
part of what?
He's a part of
He's
the
part of.
he's a part of the organization I'm in called AOBK. And
Okay,
AOBK, the founder is Grandmaster Anthony Smith. Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay.
I am one of the
Graham.
board leaders, of course. I've been involved with that for about 6 years, I believe.
Okay. And is that organization is what you teach under now currently?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm Facebook friends with Grandmaster Anthony. So maybe I get
Okay.
him on at some point in time.
Yes. And he, matter of fact, I am an eighth dan under him.
Awesome. Congratulations on that. When did you get your eighth Don?
Once again, I wish I had the certificate because I don't want to tell you the wrong date, but I want to
You
say
know,
yes,
people get really like bogged down on that. And
yes,
I think I'm understanding now what you meant when you said no crazy conversations, no crazy questions.
yes, sir.
I I think that there is a strong divide that exists within martial arts
That's right.
where people want to go, that's bullshit, or
Yep,
whatever. And in reality, we're a community of people that
that's
are
right.
all trying to figure out how human bodies move in the most efficient manner. And then what can I teach somebody else that can benefit them? That's
I
that's
to-
all we are at the end of the day. For me, I remember two things, and
Yes.
it's because it's the same date. I started martial arts May 20th of 1997,
Yes.
and I started teaching martial arts
Yep.
in May 20th of 2001.
Got you.
So like it's easy for me to remember like years. I don't remember my first degree black belt test was sometime in August. I
Yes.
don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember.
Yes. And
So
I got on I don't know if you on Facebook or not. I don't know, but
yeah.
what made me get on Facebook sharing my knowledge was here in my hometown, we had a young lady that was carjacked and they took her
Hmm.
out and they raped her, but they didn't kill her. They let her out. So when I saw that on the news, I said, well, there's something I could do to help someone out. You never know. So I started sharing self-defense techniques with ladies
Hmm.
on
Hmm.
Facebook. And from
Hmm.
there, I'm basically known all over the world.
Hmm.
Yes.
It's it's very important for people like us that have been doing martial arts for so long to to keep that knowledge share
That's right.
going. Um, look, so do you teach a lot of lady self-defense classes?
Oh yes, yes. We have
Yeah.
seminars. Matter of fact, a couple of months ago we had a self defense seminar, and of
Good.
course I still teach my school too. Also.
Hmm. So I'm gonna pose this to you, okay? And
Hmm.
let's see your take on this because you've been doing martial arts for quite a while. Um, what what do you think about this? I have some people that I teach self-defense, and
Hmm.
I don't teach them strikes unless they ask. And the reason that I don't do that is this. I came up with it was a little bit of a fundamental conundrum because
Yes.
there are some people, and I am one of those people, that are wired for violence.
Yep.
I am okay with getting hurt. I am also okay with hurting somebody else.
Yes.
But the realization that, hey, that's probably why I'm in the martial arts, and other people that are like me that are wired for violence are probably also in the martial arts or seeking it out, or maybe in jail because they picked the wrong path.
Yep.
But people that come to me that need to learn how to defend themselves, they're not wired for violence. So I
Yes.
can teach them to punch as until I'm blue in the face. I can do it, but I learned that it was a little bit of a waste because if we spend hours and hours and hours drilling a thrust punch, their nature is not to punch anybody, so they're still going to cower. So
Exactly.
instead, I've been teaching them, you know, we learn blocks, we learn parries, we learn how to defend and get away. And then those that want to learn strikes, you know, teach them go for the eyes, go for the throat, so that
Yes.
you only have to do it once or twice.
I agree
What are
with
your
that.
thoughts? Yeah.
See what I do, I teach karate and then I teach self defense.
Hmm.
Self defense and karate is two different things. If
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. If you teaching karate, you teaching basic blocks, basic strikes. But self-defense, that's when you get deep into the joint lock, wrist lock, taking your thumb, jamming in a person's eye, removing the eye. That's
Hmm.
self-defense because you are defending yourself. And also the condition of your knuckles, the conditioning of your fingers is very, very important. Yes, yes.
What do you teach for helping people condition their knuckles and their fingers and
You heard of the Guamari, right? The little
yep.
striking board. I teach that technique, and also we do knuckle push-ups. We do finger push-ups. We hit gravel. A lot of schools do not teach conditioning of the knuckles. This
Hmm.
day and time they don't. Why, I do not know. You got a lot of schools out here. I hate to say this word, but they are Mac dojos.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and they kind of watered stuff down. And the reason they water it down is because of the parents. You got
Hmm.
some parents that don't want their kid getting a little nosebleed, don't want to getting them hit. So you tend to water it down. And when you do that, you taking away from the martial arts. You definitely taking away from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta learn what it feels like to get hit in a
That's right.
controlled, safe environment
That's right.
so that when you get hit in a place that is not safe, you don't
You
freeze.
you exactly. You don't.
That's a Mike Tyson quote. Everybody fought has a plan until they get hit in the face.
That's right. Until they get hit. And you absolutely right.
Um,
And
what
I done
what
had my share of getting hit. I had my nose fractured. I had my ribs fractured. If you look closer, I got cuts above my eyes. All that come from contact, physical
Mhm.
contact. If you don't have
Mhm.
that, you don't have anything. You got to be pressure tested on these techniques.
Pressure tested is an amazing way to put it. Yeah,
That's
but
right.
that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you shop for the dojo,
Yep.
the main thing that you're shopping for is this a place that I'm comfortable getting pressure tested in?
That's right.
You know? So is that coach going to keep me safe during the chaos? Are the other people that I'm there that I'm fellow students with, are they going to act appropriately? Are they going to help nurture me as a martial artist? Those are the questions that are important. That's what's really being missing there.
Correct. Correct.
So so yeah, I interviewed CJ. I interviewed James.
Okay.
And is James a student of yours? Yes.
No, no, sir. He's not.
No, he's
No.
affiliated with you though.
Yes, he was part of in the organization that I'm a part of, but he's no longer in there.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Um, it happens. People come and go, right?
Yes, they do. They come and go. But
Come and go.
the thing about this internet is it's a lovely thing to have. When a person don't know someone, reach out to that person. Have a conversation with that person. Don't assume and put your mouth on a person that you don't know anything about. That's what I love about this.
Well, that's what I try. That's one the main that, like I said to you, there's two reasons for doing this podcast. Reason one is this is kind of my love letter to martial art, and the
Yes,
hope is that it grows into maybe a book or something along those lines. But the other reason is let's build community as
that's
opposed to
right.
tear each other down. I've not I've not met one martial artist that I could not work out with and gain something from.
There you go.
And if I have somebody who sees a minute clip of me online and then says that's bullshit or that would never work and here's why, it's like you're reading two sentences out of a novel and interpreting the whole novel
The
from
hope.
two sentences.
Yes.
And I don't understand why or how people are doing it, but
Uh,
they're doing it.
yes, they are. They definitely are.
And it seems like that's the main people that are on the internet right now are people that are doing that.
Yep. Yep.
But I like the application of the internet that this is.
Yes,
I've
sir.
never had a conversation with you. You've never had a conversation with me.
That's
We don't
right.
we we do have a bunch of mutual connections, but we don't
Yes.
know anything about each other respectfully as martial artists.
That's
But we
right.
can come together and have a civil conversation. So,
Yes, sir.
what style do you think framed you as a martial artist the most?
I would say, because I'm an old school practitioner, I would
Hmm.
have to go. I would have to go with Shotokan karate.
Hmm.
I would have to go with that. Now, Taekwondo, which I teach that, I'm comfortable with that, but it's a difference in the two. Taekwondo basically focus on kicking. It's known for its
Hmm.
fancy kicks.
Hmm.
It have like I want to say 85% kicking and
Yeah.
20% leg technique. But in Shotokan karate, they have 50% hands and 50% kicking. It's a
Hmm.
powerful art. Powerful art. Yes, sir.
So when you say traditional, what do you mean for the audience?
Traditional, that means someone passed it down. Some master
Mm-hmm.
passed it down. Come
Hmm.
back to different generations passing it down. That's what makes it traditional. Now you have some non-traditional styles that wasn't passed down. It's just a black belt created techniques and forms for himself. And they call it hybrid techniques.
Hmm. Hmm. So we've also in this podcast taken to talking about traditional martial arts from the sense of a museum, right?
Yeah.
Because like there's nothing wrong with anybody that's like, this is my choke defense that I've made and it works for me, and
Yep.
showing it to people. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
That's right.
But the traditional martial artists act in a way almost like a curator at a museum, and like their goal is like to preserve that art and put it on display and let other people look at it, and you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I think that um the quote that Bruce Lee said of, take what is useful and discard what is useless,
That's right.
applies so heavy to that traditional martial arts capacity in a way that a lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, this kick doesn't work for me, so that means I shouldn't do it. And the answer is, if it doesn't work for you, you don't understand it and should do it more.
That's right. Exactly.
Because the kick is not meant to be a kick that you throw and it works 100% of the time. The kick is supposed to be something that teaches your body how to move in the way that kick moves, and
Yep.
then you can execute more techniques from that kick. So I am all for the curators. Let's keep the curators. The museum doors have to stay open, otherwise the arts
Yes.
will eventually die, right?
Right.
Because without curating, without having that the traditional techniques available, the stuff that gets watered down is just going to keep getting watered down more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And we don't want that. We don't want that Kool-Aid, right? Mhm. We want
speaking of
flavor.
speaking of kicks, you know,
Yes.
it's certain things that make kicks work for you. You got to have a proper stance, the proper hip placements. If you don't have the proper stance and the proper hip placements, your kicks are not going to work. You're not going to work.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Um, let's talk a little bit more about that. How do you teach proper hip alignment?
It goes back to what I just said. I wish I was in my dojo and I could show you. It, it's best for me to show you instead of talking to you
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
It's kind of
Hmm.
hard to talk and tell you what to do
Yeah.
instead of showing. But first of all, when you throw in a kick, like for instance, if I'm gonna throw a front kick, my front
Mhm.
kick shouldn't look like a front kick, because if it does, that my attacker know what I'm doing. That's
Absolutely.
that kick gotta look totally different from what you're doing. I know it probably not making any sense what I'm saying, but
No, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. A front kick, for example, we lead with the hip because if the hip's rotated before the kick leaves the ground, it's
yes,
going to be quicker. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be a
yes,
more straight line.
yep.
No, that's 100%. It's 100%.
See, I
It's
like
a
you. You understand what I'm saying. I like that.
yes,
That's a
yes.
that's the sign of a true practitioner. You are the sign of a true practitioner.
I appreciate that, sir. I tell everybody I've just been starting. So 32 years. That's it. You know, like
Wow,
it's
32 years. Whoa,
yes,
man.
yeah. 32 years. I've been starting, but you know, you've been doing it for longer than 32 years. So
Oh yes, sir.
hopefully, hopefully I'll be sitting in a 45
What?
year tenure at some point in time.
Yeah. And when I started competing in tournaments, I was back there when we didn't have any safety equipment. We didn't have any safety gear. Yes, sir. We didn't have any safety gear.
Not you all didn't even use mouthpieces, did you?
Well, yes, sir. We had mouthpieces. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. I've heard some stories of the rogue guys who weren't even using mouthpieces. They're like, so you're just bare knuckle fighting at that point.
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
uh, how many tournaments you think you've been in your martial arts lifetime?
Whoa.
Just a rough estimate.
Well, I'll put it like this. Whenever I compete in tournaments, I would at least would bring home 2 to 3 trophies. Now I
Excellent,
have over 600 trophies in my home dojo. And
excellent.
that's just what I have. Some I given away. I probably given away more than I have.
There you go.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go. Burning it up at the tournaments.
Yeah, it just all the time you don't get fair judging at the tournaments. That's all good and
Hmm
dandy.
hmm
But it's not
hmm
about the winning, it's about the attitude to me. Winning isn't everything, it's the attitude.
Well, and also, if you go to a tournament, you meet like-minded people, and
That's right.
it's the martial arts version of going to the bar, right?
Yep.
So we go, we hang out, we
Yes, sir.
one of my old students, he would say we share leather, you know,
That's
because
right.
share leather. And so that's what he would say. He's like about to go share some leather this weekend. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I would not have competed in tournament, I wouldn't have the training I have now. I would meet
hmm
different peoples at tournaments that studied different style of the martial arts. They invite me to their dojo, and later I end up training with them and earning some
hmm
type of rank under them.
hmm
Yes, sir.
Um, you probably do you think that your competing also has kept you disciplined physically? Like, you think that's added to your physical health and well-being?
Yes, sir. It most definitely have. It has. It
Because
really
it's a
has.
motivation, right?
Yes. Yes.
What do you have any specific martial philosophy that you like, that you teach, that you use, that you live by? Do you have anything like that?
What I live by is this saying here: you must never stop training. That's what I live
hmm
by. Never
hmm
stop training.
hmm
You have
Oh, that's
guys, you have guys that claims they are masters, seafoods, shihans, but they got these big beer bellies. Now,
hmm
don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about anyone. I'm not. But if I walk into a dojo and your stomach hanging over your belt, you can't teach me anything. I can't do that. No. You got to look fit. And if you're fit, that means you're disciplined. If you're
hmm
disciplined, that means you are training. And if you are training, it's going to show. If you are training, it's going to show.
just it. We are in martial arts practitioners of repetition.
That's right.
You know, and I what I said is in Kung Fu, Shaolin Kempo is my base stop. In Shaolin Kempo, we have a conceptual way of looking at training You, as a martial arts practitioner, are only as good as your stack of paper is thick. And
Yep,
every day that you train, you get to put one piece of paper on top of the stack.
that's right.
So it takes years before your stack's even noticeable.
That's correct. Absolutely correct.
How
Absolutely.
has how has martial arts helped you outside of the dojo, aside from helping you get through cancer, which is a remarkable thing?
Yes.
Remarkable.
Well, it helps me a lot because in my everyday work at my job, I use my martial arts. And what I mean by that, not fighting anything, it helps me stay focused on my work. It helps me for different positions because I do a lot of lifting. The martial arts teach you how to properly lift things.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. What do you think that there is something conceptually or on a technique basis that helps martial artists with focus, or do you think that it is just the discipline? I don't know that I have an answer for it. I know that for me personally, I have ADHD through this ceiling. It's so much I can't even explain it. But
Yes, sir.
martial arts does help bring me down to reality, and
Yes.
because of it, I can focus on different tasks at hand. I can read. I can, like I can do
Yep.
things that require focus that I couldn't do before it. And I have conversations with fellow martial artists. Is it just because I exercise my disciplined muscle more frequently,
Yes.
or do you think that there's another? Do you think there's a technique or something? It's probably a lot of things.
Yes, it is.
You hit a target over and over and over and over again. You're training yourself to lock in. But what do you
Well,
think? What do you?
actually, what gets you focused and keep you focused is weapons. Once you start to adding
think?
weapons to your form, it changes everything. I could do a form without a weapon, and
Mhm.
it's a form. But the moment I
Mhm.
pick up a weapon and do that form comes alive, and you're more focused when you're using that weapon. Because the moment you lose focus, you're going to end up hitting yourself.
Mhm.
Using weapon keeps you focused.
That's that's an interesting perspective that I didn't think about. I started when I was 10 years old,
Yes.
and I started doing weapons. First weapon that I ever learned was bow staff,
Okay.
and I think I was 12 or 13 at the time. So I've been
All
doing
right.
I've been doing weapons for a good amount of time as well. And that is probably part of the focus. I'll say this: weapons make your empty hand game stronger.
Yes, it does.
It
Yes, it
it
does.
it teaches us a better way to move and a different way to move than what we were originally thinking, and then
Yes.
it expands it out. What
And
weapons?
another,
What weapons do you use?
I hate to go through the list of them, but I, I use, I use about, like I said, 11 different weapons. I used to
Uh,
say I'm certified in 11 different weapons, but
mhm.
people's come on here and say, well, I never heard of nobody being certified in weapons. So I put it like this. I train with 11 different weapons and I teach 11 different weapons. I'm not
Mhm.
certified in it, but I train with them and I teach them.
I think that's all that matters. It doesn't like it's such a weird world right now
Yes, it is.
because of the naysayers, the contrarians,
Yep.
and you know they might have a problem with you saying you're certified in bow staff,
Yes.
but then they go to a weekend long jujitsu intensive training, and now they're certified in a level one
Yep,
jujitsu thing. Well,
exactly.
guess what? Somebody can offer a Northern English bow staff seminar, and at the end of the 2 or 3 days, everybody's certified as a level one practitioner. You
Yes,
know what I'm saying? Or most Kale Arnis Eskrima is you're not belt ranked, you're just level certified.
that's right.
Like,
That's right.
like I you touched on something that really, really, really bothers me. I hate when somebody starts their argument as I've never heard of that,
Yes.
because that's one of the most closed-minded, closed-hearted things that
Yes.
anybody could say.
Yes. And don't you know, I have had so many karate guys unfriend me because of that. Yes, sir. Yes, because of that. They sure would. Yep.
It is very sad. I have my longevity in the martial arts is in part contributed to my open mind and my open heart. You
Yes.
know, because there's no i- if you said that you were certified in chopsticks as a weapon, I would be like, that's pretty interesting. I need you to show me. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
sir.
I'm not gonna be like, that doesn't exist. Like
Yes,
I
sir.
know for a fact there's a founder of a style who picked chopsticks as his mastery weapon. I've seen chopstick form with my own eyes,
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
I want to thank Master Bowden for being a part of this podcast. I want to thank him for his time and his attention to detail. I hope that if you take nothing else from this podcast, that you take keep kicking, keep training, continue, keep training, keep going. That's the lesson here. Keep going. Just keep going. You did it. Do it again. If you would like to contact me, if you know somebody that would like to be a part of this podcast, if you yourself would like to be a part of this podcast, keep kicking pod at gmail.com. Amitofu.